97-liner back under the microscope. After Cha Eun-woo, why are Jungkook and Mingyu suddenly at the center of a new conversation, and is this just friendship, or something the public keeps getting wrong? What is it about the year 1997 that keeps pulling K-pop's biggest names back into the spotlight again and again, even when no one is officially promoting, no scandal has been confirmed, and no statement has been released? Why does a simple dinner, a concert visit, or a handwritten note suddenly turn into a nationwide conversation? And more importantly, why does the term 97-liner continue to feel like a loaded phrase rather than a neutral description of age? These are the questions quietly echoing across social media timelines as Jungkook of BTS and Mingyu of 17 unexpectedly became the latest names pulled into a narrative many fans thought had already reached its limit. Just weeks after discussions surrounding Cha Eun-woo placed renewed pressure on the so-called 97-liner circle, the appearance of Jungkook at a 17 subunit concert in Incheon and the dinner that followed has reignited a familiar pattern. The pattern is not about wrongdoing. It is not about controversy in the traditional sense. It is about perception, association, and the uncomfortable truth that certain friendships in K-pop are never allowed to exist without interpretation. On the 25th of January 2026, Jungkook attended 17's CXM Double Up Live Party concert in Incheon, a special unit performance featuring Deskription and Mingyu. His presence alone would have been enough to generate buzz. Jungkook is not just another idol in the audience, he is one of the most recognizable figures in global pop culture. Yet the situation escalated beyond fan excitement the moment images surfaced, showing him seated in the VIP area alongside the eight. Dressed casually in an oversized black outfit and a bucket hat, Jungkook appeared relaxed, animated, and visibly supportive, even dancing along with Dino during the performance of La La Lee. Was this not the kind of moment fans often say they want to see idols freely supporting one another without rigid industry walls? And yet, almost instantly, the narrative shifted. After the concert, Jungkook reportedly joined Deskription, Mingyu, Vernon, and producer Bumzu for dinner at a newly opened Korean BBQ restaurant named Sutjang. The visit itself was private, taking place 2 days before the restaurant's official opening. There was no press release, no media call, no orchestrated exposure. The confirmation came later, through Sutjang's own Instagram post, which showed Jungkook's handwritten message left as a keepsake. Number 1 Sutjang. 수고했어요. BTS Jungkook. 맛있게 먹고 갑니다. A polite, warm note. Nothing more. Nothing less. So why did this simple act travel so fast across X, gaining thousands of likes and reposts within hours? Why did comments range from affectionate jokes about ARMY crying on one side to sharp reminders that the 97-liner circle is always misunderstood? And why did some netizens immediately connect this moment to the ongoing sensitivity surrounding Cha Eun-woo, even though the context could not be more different? This is where the story stops being about food, concerts, or signatures, and starts becoming about the invisible framework through which the public views certain idols. The 97-liner label has always carried a strange duality. On one hand, it represents camaraderie, youth, and a shared journey through one of the most demanding entertainment industries in the world. On the other hand, it has become a shorthand for suspicion, as if friendship itself is something that must be constantly audited. Jungkook, Mingyu, and Cha Eun-woo have all spoken, in various moments over the years, about how rare genuine connections are in an industry built on competition. Yet, every time these connections surface naturally, the reaction is rarely neutral. Is it because fans project narratives onto idols who feel emotionally close to them? Is it because the public struggles to separate personal relationships from professional images? Or is it because the K-pop industry has conditioned audiences to believe that proximity always implies something more? The timing of this renewed attention is impossible to ignore. Discussions involving Cha Eun-woo had already placed the 97-liner circle under scrutiny, creating an atmosphere where even unrelated appearances feel amplified. In this climate, Jungkook's name resurfacing alongside Mingyu's was almost inevitable. Not because of any shared controversy, but because the public has learned to connect dots whether they exist or not. Yet what stands out in this particular moment is the overwhelming presence of warmth rather than outrage. Many fans responded not with anger, but with relief. Relief that Jungkook was enjoying himself. Relief that he was surrounded by friends. Relief that he could step out of the BTS bubble, even briefly, and exist as a 28-year-old man with a social life. One viral comment summed it up succinctly. Jungkook isn't lonely like some fans imagine. He has friends everywhere. That sentence alone reveals a deeper issue. Why do some fans imagine loneliness as the default state for idols when they are not visibly attached to their group or fans? Why does independence sometimes feel like betrayal in the parasocial landscape of modern fandom? From a news perspective, this moment is fascinating precisely because nothing happened. There was no scandal, no denial, no clarification. And yet, the story moved. It spread. It evolved. It became a mirror reflecting how tightly idols are still held by public expectation. Sutjang, the restaurant at the center of this viral ripple, officially opened on the 2nd of February 2026, after a soft opening period from January 27 to February 1. Its sudden rise in visibility demonstrates another recurring phenomenon in K-pop culture: how casually an idol's presence can transform a location into a cultural landmark overnight. But even this commercial angle could not overshadow the emotional core of the story, which remained focused on connection rather than consumption. For Jungkook and Mingyu, this was not their first publicly acknowledged interaction. As fellow 1,997-born idols, their friendship has been quietly visible over the years, often surfacing through mutual support rather than staged collaboration. What makes this moment different is not the friendship itself, but the context in which it reappeared. A context charged with heightened sensitivity, where even harmless interactions risk being folded into broader, unrelated narratives. And this raises an uncomfortable question for the industry and its audiences alike. If idols cannot attend a friend's concert, share a meal, or leave a kind note without triggering speculation, what does that say about the space we allow them to exist in? Are friendships only acceptable when they are hidden? Or are they only celebrated when they align neatly with fan expectations? As of now, neither Jungkook nor Mingyu has addressed the attention. They do not need to. The facts are clear, the timeline is simple, and the intent appears genuine. The rest exists largely in interpretation. And perhaps that is the real story here. Not the dinner, not the concert, not the signature, but the way a generation of idols continues to navigate visibility in a world that demands constant meaning from every move. The 97-liner conversation will likely resurface again. History suggests it always does. The question is whether the public will ever learn to separate connection from controversy, or whether every shared moment will continue to be filtered through suspicion before it is allowed to be seen as what it is, human. And so the story lingers, not with a conclusion, but with a quiet challenge. The next time a 97-liner is spotted laughing, eating, or cheering in a crowd, will it simply be another heartwarming moment? Or will it once again be turned into something it was never meant to be? 97-liner back under the microscope. After Cha Eun-woo, why are Jungkook and Mingyu suddenly at the center of a new conversation, and is this just friendship, or something the public keeps getting wrong? What is it about the year 1997 that keeps pulling K-pop's biggest names back into the spotlight again and again, even when no one is officially promoting, no scandal has been confirmed, and no statement has been released? Why does a simple dinner, a concert visit, or a handwritten note suddenly turn into a nationwide conversation? And more importantly, why does the term 97-liner continue to feel like a loaded phrase rather than a neutral description of age? These are the questions quietly echoing across social media timelines as Jungkook of BTS and Mingyu of 17 unexpectedly became the latest names pulled into a narrative many fans thought had already reached its limit. Just weeks after discussions surrounding Cha Eun-woo placed renewed pressure on the so-called 97-liner circle, the appearance of Jungkook at a 17 subunit concert in Incheon and the dinner that followed has reignited a familiar pattern. The pattern is not about wrongdoing. It is not about controversy in the traditional sense. It is about perception, association, and the uncomfortable truth that certain friendships in K-pop are never allowed to exist without interpretation. On the 25th of January 2026, Jungkook attended 17's CXM Double Up Live Party concert in Incheon, a special unit performance featuring Deskription and Mingyu. His presence alone would have been enough to generate buzz. Jungkook is not just another idol in the audience, he is one of the most recognizable figures in global pop culture. Yet, the situation escalated beyond fan excitement the moment images surfaced showing him seated in the VIP area alongside the 8. Dressed casually in an oversized black outfit and a bucket hat, Jungkook appeared relaxed, animated, and visibly supportive, even dancing along with Dino during the performance of La Lolly. Was this not the kind of moment fans often say they want to see idols freely supporting one another without rigid industry walls? And yet, almost instantly, the narrative shifted. After the concert, Jungkook reportedly joined Deskription, Mingyu, Vernon, and producer Bumzu for dinner at a newly opened Korean BBQ restaurant named Sutjang. The visit itself was private, taking place 2 days before the restaurant's official opening. There was no press release, no media call, no orchestrated exposure. The confirmation came later, through Sutjang's own Instagram post, which showed Jungkook's handwritten message left as a keepsake. Number 1 Sutjang. Su ko haseyo. BTS Jungkook. War iske moko kanida. A polite, warm note. Nothing more. Nothing less. So why did this simple act travel so fast across X, gaining thousands of likes and reposts within hours? Why did comments range from affectionate jokes about ARMY crying on one side to sharp reminders that the 97-liner circle is always misunderstood? And why did some netizens immediately connect this moment to the ongoing sensitivity surrounding Cha Eun-woo, even though the context could not be more different? This is where the story stops being about food, concerts, or signatures, and starts becoming about the invisible framework through which the public views certain idols. The 97-liner label has always carried a strange duality. On one hand, it represents camaraderie, youth, and a shared journey through one of the most demanding entertainment industries in the world. On the other hand, it has become a shorthand for suspicion, as if friendship itself is something that must be constantly audited. Jungkook, Mingyu, and Cha Eun-woo have all spoken in various moments over the years about how rare genuine connections are in an industry built on competition. Yet every time these connections surface naturally, the reaction is rarely neutral. Is it because fans project narratives onto idols who feel emotionally close to them? Is it because the public struggles to separate personal relationships from professional images? Or is it because the K-pop industry has conditioned audiences to believe that proximity always implies something more? The timing of this renewed attention is impossible to ignore. Discussions involving Cha Eun-woo had already placed the 97-liner circle under scrutiny, creating an atmosphere where even unrelated appearances feel amplified. In this climate, Jungkook's name resurfacing alongside Mingyu's was almost inevitable, not because of any shared controversy, but because the public has learned to connect dots whether they exist or not. Yet, what stands out in this particular moment is the overwhelming presence of warmth rather than outrage. Many fans responded not with anger, but with relief. Relief that Jungkook was enjoying himself. Relief that he was surrounded by friends. Relief that he could step out of the BTS bubble, even briefly, and exist as a 28-year-old man with a social life. One viral comment summed it up succinctly. Jungkook isn't lonely like some fans imagine. He has friends everywhere. That sentence alone reveals a deeper issue. Why do some fans imagine loneliness as the default state for idols when they are not visibly attached to their group or fans? Why does independence sometimes feel like betrayal in the parasocial landscape of modern fandom? From a news perspective, this moment is fascinating precisely because nothing happened. There was no scandal, no denial, no clarification. And yet, the story moved, it spread, it evolved. It became a mirror reflecting how tightly idols are still held by public expectation. Sutjang, the restaurant at the center of this viral ripple, officially opened on the 2nd of February 2026, after a soft opening period from January 27 to February 1. Its sudden rise in visibility demonstrates another recurring phenomenon in K-pop culture, how casually an idol's presence can transform a location into a cultural landmark overnight. But even this commercial angle could not overshadow the emotional core of the story, which remained focused on connection rather than consumption. For Jungkook and Mingyu, this was not their first publicly acknowledged interaction. As fellow 1,997-born idols, their friendship has been quietly visible over the years, often surfacing through mutual support rather than staged collaboration. What makes this moment different is not the friendship itself, but the context in which it reappeared. a context charged with heightened sensitivity, where even harmless interactions risk being folded into broader, unrelated narratives. And this raises an uncomfortable question for the industry and its audiences alike. If idols cannot attend a friend's concert, share a meal, or leave a kind note without triggering speculation, what does that say about the space we allow them to exist in? Are friendships only acceptable when they are hidden? Or are they only celebrated when they align neatly with fan expectations? As of now, neither Jungkook nor Mingyu has addressed the attention. They do not need to. The facts are clear, the timeline is simple, and the intent appears genuine. The rest exists largely in interpretation. And perhaps that is the real story here. Not the dinner, not the concert, not the signature, but the way